Let me say this right here, right now. No, I won't be making any callouts, nor will I be talking about any specific dramas. The reason why I'm stating this is because some people have been asking me to talk about specific artists or situations going on. While some of my most popular videos are about me criticizing the media that I consume, I never wanted to give the impression that that is what my content is solely about. And I most definitely do not want to give the impression that I want to make content surrounding deep diving and investigating people's mistakes. Although I know that I don't have to give any explanations behind why I make the type of content that I do want to talk about it because I just want to get it out of my mind. Also, so people stop asking me to make hit pieces on people they don't like for whatever reason. I'm not going to be naming any names, but y'all know who y'all are. First off, I don't like the art commentary community, specifically the drama side of it. This is an opinion I have already expressed both in private and in public. In fact, I already made a whole video about why I don't like that community, so I'm not going to go into specifics about my reasoning for the dislike that I have for it. I guess this could be considered sort of a part 2 to that. I don't know really. Because although I will be talking about callouts in a broader sense sometimes, most of it is going to be the reason why I don't particularly make them. If you're really that interested, you can go watch the first video on the topic that I made, but beware, I do sound like I was born 13 seconds ago. The main reason why I don't make this type of content is because I don't want to be known as another drama commentary person on YouTube that is sure to fall from grace in about a year. I'm not going to lie to y'all's faces and say that I don't watch drama videos sometimes. I usually put them in the background while I draw and or work on my own stuff. Despite me consuming this media, I don't actually be paying attention to what is happening in those videos half of the time. They're for real just background noise to me. I'm also not going to lie to y'all and say that I haven't considered making this type of content solely for the money and the views, which is a primary reason why I won't make that type of content. I feel like a lot of people, including myself, would only make those types of callouts because it is obvious that it's a popular genre. It wouldn't be sincere, and I low-key don't want to be fake as fuck. I don't. I feel like an example of this would be lolcows and how people try to quote-unquote hold them accountable by throwing insults at them disguised as criticism, mainly because they know they can get popular off of that, but that's a whole different discussion for another day. People, including myself, love to indulge themselves in negativity to a degree, and I think that's perfectly fine. But I also feel like constantly watching to see if people mess up can be mad obsessive and weird, and I got other shit I gotta do rather than just keeping tabs on people. Secondly, I don't particularly care about virtue signaling or being the moral police on the internet. I feel like it would be highly hypocritical of me to call out people for meaningless stuff I've also done as well. For example, insensitive or edgy jokes, because if you've talked to me for more than 5 seconds, you would know that I'm not the most sensible person out there, nor do I really care about presenting myself as such. If people are being genuinely hateful and discriminatory, then I feel like calling them out would be a nothing burger. Like, yes guys, being hateful is actually bad. Oh my god, who would have thought of that? I also don't feel comfortable talking about other people's quote-unquote problematic art because majority of the time, not all the time, there are exceptions. The context behind that problematic media explains the existence of that media. Oftentimes, people making callouts skip that context and go straight to lambasting, and I don't want to personally contribute to that. I feel like intention plays a big part in holding people accountable. I feel like most of the time people try to morally grandstand others because they know it'd be a bad look for the person they are calling out, not because the person doing the call out actually practices what they preach. That's why so many people have subsequently fallen from grace due to their own hypocrisy, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. Quite honestly, most of the people being called out for dumb shit like this are children too, and I don't particularly feel comfortable making hit pieces on like 15-year-olds when I'm about to be 20. Most art commentary dramas are literally in between children because this is a community with a cesspool of children. I don't care about children's drama, and I don't care about calling children out for mistakes they make. I feel mad weird just even thinking about that. Do you guys think I'm a 40-year-old man that cosplays as a Transformers character or something? That was probably the most direct fake post ever, but whatever, let's keep it pushing. Thirdly, I don't want to talk about people hurting others. I could talk about more serious topics as I strongly agree with spreading awareness when it comes to predators and things of the sort, but frankly, I'm too stupid to handle those topics with the seriousness they deserve, and because of my self-awareness, I decide to stray away from those type of topics. I feel like oftentimes I just say random bullshit or my points don't clearly go across because I suck at explaining myself. Also, that would just be extremely mentally taxing on myself. My mental is already not the best, so having to do research and talk about people doing illegal shit against others would genuinely just make it worse for me. I also have the strong belief that when illegal shit is going on, it is better to keep that in private and just report it to the proper authorities unless absolutely necessary. This could be because the authorities couldn't be contacted, or the perpetrator is actively harming and or is planning to harm multiple people, or other stuff that I can't think of from the top of my head. It's a very case by case thing, and there's a lot of nuances that go into these type of topics, which is exactly the reason why I don't want to indulge in them. Either way, I hope you guys get my main point nonetheless, especially because oftentimes talking about how someone hurt another person puts the victim in more danger than originally planned. Mainly because airing someone's victimization makes the general public know that this person is vulnerable and easy to exploit, and there are horrible people out there that will take advantage of that. And I don't want to contribute to that at all. I've also seen people jeopardize investigations because they are impatient ass motherfuckers that just have to release a video before an investigation is complete. And I'm not one of those people. Finally, I'm fully aware that my audience predominantly consists of people that are under the age of 18. I'm not going to lie to y'all and say that's not the case. I don't want to talk about Diddy Bloods to an audience of 14-year-olds. I just don't. Most of the people watching wouldn't even be old or mature enough to understand what the hell is going on. So I'm not even going to waste my time trying to explain the layers that come with more nuanced situations, or introducing kids to topics they shouldn't even be involved in because they're kids. Also, having the pressure of making sure all the information one is spreading being correct is too much for me. Like I previously stated, I have other shit I gotta do outside of just being on the internet. I don't have hours on hours to spend on investigating shit all the time. Sometimes I see people making callouts of others and the information is all wrong, whether it be intentionally or not. A lot of the time, people are exaggerating, lying, leaving out information, or just cherry picking. And most of the time, people getting called out have life ruining accusations. I don't want to be responsible for possibly contributing to spreading false information on others, so I will just avoid talking about them altogether if I'm not 100% sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. So stop asking me to make videos on people you don't like for petty reasonings. Yes, this is targeted. I'm not going to do it, bro. If I ever talk about quote-unquote controversial topics or quote-unquote drama, it would most likely be in a broader sense without mentioning anyone directly, and if I do, they're gonna be examples and not the main point of the video. Sorry, this was super rambly and probably doesn't make a lot of sense in some parts, so if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask them and I'll try my best to be clear about what I was trying to say. But I really hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Either way, I just want to focus on being joyous and whimsical, and you guys should probably add more positivity in your lives or whatever, low cortisol type shit. By the way, you guys should like join my Discord server if you want to hear my opinions on situations and shit like that, because I'm very open about my opinions on things in there. Link in the description. If you don't want to join, that's cool too. Remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, stay hopeful.